Welcome to Seoul, Korea, everyone. This is the Code A Finals. I am Doa, and Kelly was laughing at me because I started talking before my microphone was on. But don't worry, it's on now. And soon the games are going to be on. We're going to have Incredible Miracles, LosirA versus OGS SuperNova. How are you doing today, Kelly? Pretty pumped?
Great.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped for today. I mean, come on. We need to do a high five. Come on, come on.
Let's do it.
Oh,
no
yeah.
denials, that's right. We've got the high fives down here at GOM TV. But will the players have the skills they need to come out on top down? I don't know. We're going to see. It's going to be a best of 7.
Oh, my God.
And,
I mean, both of them get to choose who they want to play, but they want to win because they want to be the first one to pick who they want.
That's right. And, of course, as we've talked about many times this season, it's a beastly group that's going to be in the up and down matches. So really winning this is huge. Not only do you get that little extra prize money, which it is, it's a good chunk of change. It's $1,500 for first place. That's not bad at all. But just being able to pick who you want to go up against in the up and down matches is even more important today than ever. And so the players are going to be playing extremely hard, harder than ever. I don't know. Any predictions for today, Kelly?
I don't want to predict, but I think LosirA is kind of the more experienced of these two. But so far, SuperNova is improving us wrong, and he has come all the way to the finals. Whatever it is, it's going to be a great best of 7.
Yeah, absolutely. LosirA, I mean, just a really solid Zerg player. I patted him down before he got in here today, made sure he wasn't sneaking in any extra drones. He doesn't have any on him, so all the drones you'll see in the game are actually being produced by his hatcheries. Don't worry about that one bit. In the meantime, we do have OGS SuperNova, who I talked to one of the Korean commentators before the match today, who had talked to SuperNova, and apparently he's actually not very confident about his chances today, Kelly.
LosirA is one of ZVT's master. The first few times I watched him play, he played purely with Speedling and Banelings, and he, took down a pretty strong Code-S player. And of course, after our up and down matches, we're gonna have the drawings for. After our finals, we're gonna have all the up and down drawings, and you guys need to watch and see what happens because we were looking at them trying it out, and the players they picked were pretty funny in the group in the testing pick. Yeah,
we're gonna have to see. I think OGS SuperNova just kind of as a joke picked. I think it was Boxer and MVP. So clearly, it's probably not going to pick them if he does come out on top. But that was kind of fun to watch as well. Big thanks to our sponsors, Intel and G-Skill, processors and RAM, kind of like He-Man and Battle-Cat, using the power of Castle Grayskull to help you smite your online foes. I was planning that one over Korean barbecue today, wasn't I?
I know, we were talking
delicious.
about it. It was delicious.
And also, another sponsor, who I have not indulged myself in yet in my broadcast. I'm going to have a drink right now.
Okay, you can have to sip. I'm going to put it here.
It's warm.
It's warm?
Yum.
Oh my God.
I was not expecting that.
I mean, I can't wait for the matches to start. Whatever it is, it's going to be a super close match.
Yeah.
And I spot someone to give us another high five.
Yeah. That's right. We'll have to see how many high fives we can get today in the GSL. Someone's being timid, though. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But the players look like they are ready to go. We're probably going to be moving into the game pretty soon. Our first map is actually going to be Crevasse, it looks like.
And it also happened that the 7th set is Crevasse as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. If it does go to a Game 7, the last game is going to be played on Crevasse as well. And what a great map to really start and end this best of 7. But let's take a look at our players first. There's a beautiful Code A medallion for you before we take a look at our players. But there's Incredible Miracle LosirA, a beastly Zerg. Can he bring the fire today? That analogy didn't go anywhere, but it doesn't matter. He's a happy guy. He's just happy to be here. I think there's a pretty good chance we're going to see him in Code-S next season.
Oh, he's looking at the camera.
That's right. He's excited. That's one of the things I like about LosirA. He's always got a big smile on his face. He's just happy to play StarCraft too.
I know. I caught him last week after he won his match.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was really happy. I mean, even though he doesn't speak much English, but that pretty much sums it up, the grin on his face.
Yeah. Yep, that grin transcends all language barriers. And we're going to take a look at our other player. There he is. OGS SuperNova.
Well, I like this kid.
I do too. He's gotten better every time we see him, I feel like.
I was at the OGS house the other day and I was watching him practice against his teammates. They were very serious, by the way. And when you lose, something bad happens in the house.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, it's a secret.
It's a secret? Oh, no.
I think if he wins today, he has to buy everyone food.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
No, it's very bad. You have to feed all the hungry boys in the house.
I suppose, but I mean, it's better than like some sort of physical punishment for losing the game. That would be a little bit more awkward, I guess. Yeah, hopefully they don't do any of that. I don't know, I haven't visited the house myself, but let's not explore that anymore, really. Wow, so, and really interestingly enough, I don't know if I mentioned this, but OGS SuperNova hasn't played a Zerg in GSL yet. This is going to be his first TVZ. So we're going to have to see what he has planned for it. I went back and I tried to find other replays online of any TVZ games that I could find of his, and I couldn't find any. So
well, he practices against Xenio, who is a Code S player in OGS. So he has teammates who play against him, for sure. I saw them playing in-house ladder and everything. He would be more than prepared for this match. And TVZ, I guess it's a pretty standard matchup. What we can see from LosirA will probably be Muta, Bane, Speedlings.
Yep.
And what we can see from SuperNova would be a lot of Marine Siege tanks.
Yeah.
But you also have to look at the map pool. And our first map is Crevasse. It's a super big map, 16 bases.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look at those maps right now.
Okay, so for the first set, we have Crevasse. Second set, we have Zelnaga Caverns. Third set, we have the skinny map, Crossfire SE. Fourth set,
Metalopolis. And after that, we go to Taldrim Altar if we need to go to a Game 5. Game 6 would be Terminus Re. And then we take it all back to where it began on Crevasse if it goes to a Game 7. As Darth Vader would say, the circle is now complete if we do go to a Game 7. Yes. And I hope we do, because the more games, the merrier. That's what I say.
It's the finals.
This is the finals. And you know what? Code A this season has kind of been the normal tournament. It's been the normal tournament. Code S has been crazy. Code S has been insane. But Code A has been pretty normal. I'd say the best players in Code A are right here. These two guys are the best.
Well, and also you have to remember that compared to last season, this season Code A has been harder and closer. Last season Code A wasn't so interesting, but you have to admit, and everyone admits, that this season Code A, I mean, if next season is going to be like that, everyone would definitely be interested to tune in and watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, that's something that's going to happen regardless, I think. As the season's going on, the skill difference between Code A and Code S is going to get less and less, but the countdown has begun, so we are only seconds away from getting this Code A finals. I'm so pumped, Kelly. I'm so excited. I'm going to do my little head bob. My excited head bob.
He bobs his head too much.
Apparently I do.
I'm like, it's like irritating
like that
the
night
guy.
at the Roxbury movie. All right.
Okay, while we are bobbing our head, LosirA is spawning at the 7 o'clock position as the Red Zerg.
I am LosirA.
He said his name.
We didn't get a cue for that one.
Oh, it's okay.
I was so nervous to get in.
There he is. APM already rising.
Focus. And at the 1 o'clock position, we have the Blue Terran.
OGS SuperNova.
OGS SuperNova. Nicely introduced, Kelly, by the way.
I think there are about 10 Caucasians in the studio today.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of non-Koreans in the studio. That just shows that GSL is getting bigger and bigger worldwide. Tell all your friends to watch, even if they don't play StarCraft 2. Just like any sport, you don't necessarily need to participate in it to really enjoy it. I mean, I love watching American football, but if I tried to play it, I'd probably die.
I kind of love comparing esports to physical sports. It's like you watch baseball. You might not be the best player in baseball, but you enjoy watching baseball a lot. It's kind of like a lot of our viewers out here. Sorry guys. Sorry guys, back to the game.
Oh, that's right.
We're gonna get a shot of LosirA's base. It looks like, is he pulling money? Let's see, he seems to be pulling money for a fast expand, and he's going for the riskier expansion outside. For you guys who have just tuned into this season, it's okay. Crevasse is a big map, and your natural expansion has 6 mineral and 1 gas. It's not as rewarding as your direct one outside, but it's safer. But LosirA has chosen, like many other Zergs, to go for the risky expansion. Why don't you tell them a little bit about SuperNova's view?
Well, SuperNova is actually going Command Center after Supply Depot. I think that's a good decision. On a map like this, you can always expand without really worrying about too much early pressure. Now, SuperNova, though, as we get a shot at spawning pool there, SuperNova did expand to the more safer expansion. And that one, it is safer, a lot safer actually, but it only has 6 mineral patches and only 1 gas as well. So you're going to be out of resources on that natural expansion a lot quicker than you would be on the other one. But for a Terran player, you really need that wall in, so it really makes a lot more sense to take that base. Yep. So both players with very safe standard openings, I would say so far. LosirA is maybe a little bit more risky, but on this map, it's pretty safe.
I think we're both going to have a lot of fun today because I'm a Zerg player and you're a Terran player.
That's right.
So we have a lot to talk about. For example, for Terran, early game Terran, you don't need 4 gas that early, am I right?
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you can just go on 2 barracks and put some pressure on that way. It's a pretty safe opening. Oh, nice deny there, not letting the drone get in. He thought he could fit through between the debris and the supply depot, but he was wrong. But yeah, a lot of Terran players.
You're not that skinny.
No, he's not that skinny.
You're not a Marine.
He's a fat drone.
That's
why LosirA didn't bring him along in his backpack. He was too big to fit in there. SuperNova, though, actually getting gas. And yeah, like I was talking about, a lot of Terran players do go for that 2 early racks build to put on a little bit of pressure on a bigger map like this. It's a little bit harder to do that, but it is something that keeps you very safe against a lot of aggressive Zerg openings. But SuperNova instead deciding to go for some gas, putting his factory down right now. And so I'm kind of curious to see what's going to come out of that. I would imagine kind of a standard tank marine timing push is going to work out pretty well here.
Well, throughout the whole season, we've seen a lot of Terran players actually going for Blue Flame Hellion drops in this map.
Too.
Because the distance is so big, it's very hard for you to transfer your siege tank slowly across. As you can see, he's actually going for 2 factory.
Yep.
So I think it will be pretty safe for me to assume at this moment that he is going for Blue Flame Hellions.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, especially when you see that second factory go down. Oh, poor SCV. That always hurts me a little bit on the inside to see an SCV die like that. But yeah, whenever you see the 2 factories and the 2 gas from Terran, that nearly always does suggest Blue Flame Hellions. Now, we're going to have to kind of take a look at LosirA, and I think he's going to be prepared for this. He is getting Zergling speed right now. He's getting an Evolution Chamber as well, putting down a Spine Crawler.
Well, it looks like SuperNova is going for Blue Flame. I'm going to have a look at the unit tab. You do see LosirA having 34 drones compared to 29 workers for SuperNova. LosirA has been droning up. It's kind of his trademark, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he just drones up very, very, very... I was going to use a bad word, but... drones up very hard. And he relies a lot on scouting to see if SuperNova is pushing. Then he would save all his larvae to make a massive amount of units.
Yep, that's right. And the cool thing about that is that it really lets him sort of explode on the other players, basically when they're least expecting it. And I mean, when I say explode, I mean like he can create a bunch of units, not literally explode like a Baneling, like he doesn't walk over to the other booth and explode. That would be messy.
But if you look at the production tab, you actually can see that LosirA is very prepared for it because he's getting roaches. Roaches are, of course, the known counter for Hellions.
Yep, that's right. Really, that's a good thing for a Zerg to do, is that if you do see the Hellions on the way, or you kind of get an impression that they might be coming, which I'm sure LosirA, playing on this map as much as he does, is going to be pretty informed about that. Roaches are, of course, a good counter for it. We do see some Hellions coming out right now for SuperNova, though. Is he going to be able to do any damage? We're going to find out. Here he comes. Few Zerglings defending right now. The Spine Crawler takes a couple pokes. 1 Hellion does go down, but all the Speedlings are dead. Another Hellion does join in there. And the Hellions getting around the Queens. LosirA moving in with those Speedlings. It looks like he's going to be able to corner the Hellions. And I think all those Hellions, 1 does barely escape. And that attack did not go well for OGS SuperNova. Wow.
Well, Doa, do you actually think that if he brought his Hellions to the back of the mineral lines instead of going after his army, he could have done more damage?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think he could have done a lot more damage if he would have circled around to kind of the right side of that natural expansion. Kind of a bad move there by OGS SuperNova. We're going to have to see how much it hurts him later on, but here comes some roach pressure from LosirA. And what does OGS SuperNova have to defend right now? He doesn't really have a whole lot. He has a couple tanks. Siege is not finished yet. And I like what LosirA is doing there. He's going to start to kind of poke away at those destructible rocks. Or debris, I guess, in this case. Debris.
Well, you're absolutely right about him actually swinging around to the right side and taking the drones instead. That would have been better. Looks like LosirA is actually going for the safe expansion in his base at the moment. You can also see that he's going to invest very heavy in speed banings. This is one of the difference he has from other Zerg players. Well, other Zerg players would rather save all their upgrades and their gas for getting a lot of mutas. But for him, he likes to go muta. He likes to go speedling and banings, which is very unique, you know, because you can see he's getting +2 upgrade for it. But right now, you do see SuperNova moving out. Now, Eric, as a Terran player yourself, do you think this push will be enough to do damage to the expansion of the Zerg player?
It really depends on a lot of things. The biggest thing that it depends on is that he sieges his tanks at the appropriate time. If we remember that Nada versus July game that happened just a little bit ago on Crossfire, it was a pretty strong push, but he waited to siege until the very end. So we're going to have to see if SuperNova can control his army well enough, but it looks like some speedlings surrounding a good portion of that army that got split off. That is bad for SuperNova. Sieging up now outside the creep. A little bit too far away to do any damage to the expansion, but he will be able to sort of slow push in from here. Banelings coming in from LosirA. Pretty decent amount. Scanning to take out some creep tumors. I like that move from SuperNova. Always something you want to do as a Terran player. But it looks like LosirA doing something that I believe I saw him do on one of his other previous games on Crevasse. I forgot what map we were on for a second, but he's circling around to the back. This is trademark LosirA right here. He's going to sweep in from behind as he moves in some forces from the front as well, and that should be enough to take out this army for SuperNova, but we're going to have to see. The attack's going to be coming pretty soon here.
You have to remember that Terran relies a lot on positioning, so the moment he unsiege, LosirA will want to move in. You do see that LosirA's plan is actually cut any reinforcement that SuperNova is bringing in and probably just overwhelm him later on. And LosirA still refusing to go for a muta or lair.
Yeah, I don't know if he quite needs it yet. Looks like he's going to be able to go in there. Here come the Banelings. Banelings going after a couple tanks. They do take him down very, very quickly. Roach is coming from behind. It looks like SuperNova is in trouble, losing that army there, but he does jump in the bunkers, and LosirA may just decide to go for a counterattack here. He's going to try to prevent these reinforcements from doing damage, and actually SuperNova is going to be able to take out some of these units here.
I believe that LosirA actually kind of overextended himself in that push over there. He committed of his army too much in that attack, and now he's going to have problem defending against his second wave that SuperNova is bringing in.
That's right, here it comes, taking down an Overlord. It goes pop. And Marines now going to work on the natural expansion of LosirA, but here come the siege tanks, or here come the roaches running into the siege tank fire, that is. Doing a lot of damage. But will it be enough? Roaches moving in. I'm not sure if that's the best decision from LosirA. Those roaches getting pretty softened up right now.
Well, he definitely needs to defend against this because he can't lose his expansion, otherwise he will be severely behind from SuperNova.
GG, there it is.
Well,
wow. And there was actually a pretty big group of reinforcements coming in from SuperNova across the map as well. He's got to be pretty pleased. He may not have been too confident coming into it, but wow, he really performed well that game, I thought.
Well, LosirA actually, I'm not saying he gave up, but I guess he doesn't want to waste all his energy actually playing out that game where he wasn't confident. But he did have 3 base against SuperNova's 2 base.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I mean, what do you think? Would you agree with him actually?
He was really down on the army. He still had a pretty good economy, but that natural expansion was really under a lot of fire. I think it is really, like you said, in a best of 7, you do kind of want to pace yourself. LosirA did, I would say, he had a chance of winning that game, but it was a pretty small one, so rather than play it out, use a lot of his mental energy in that first game, he's just going to GG, move on to the next game, and I think that's a really smart move from LosirA to just kind of chalk that one up as a loss, as a learning experience against his opponent, and move on to the next map, which is Xel'Naga Caverns, actually.
Well, don't you think he could actually went for a counter-attack instead of wasting all his army on that? to kill SuperNova's army earlier.
He could have, yeah. And we've seen LosirA do things like that in the past, go for sort of a counterattack when he is feeling some pressure at his natural. But in that case, I think he thought he had enough to take the army on. Clearly, it wasn't quite enough. But we're going to have to see what happens in Game 2. Let's go.